Hey, what is up everyone? Thank you for joining me in a new episode of the Film Chronicles. In today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down the just released Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage trailer. The full trailer this time, not just a Super Bowl teaser. We're going to get into that, but before I do that, let me just get the intros out of the way. So, of course, if you are clicking on this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscription button. It's right there on your bottom right, and then turn on that notification bell once you do, so that way you never miss a new video that I put out. And I can't thank you guys enough for the support, whether you are already subscribed or you're going to subscribe. So, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. So with all that junk out of the way, we could just get right into this trailer breakdown. So let's do this. Alright, so this trailer release was definitely on the rumor circuit, definitely coming from Marvel subreddits, like spoiler subreddits and such like that. There was a lot of sources saying that the trailer was going to drop today, early in the morning, and it actually did. So kudos to that, because now we actually know that there's a trailer. It was kind of a sneaky little move. I mean, no one was really expecting a Venom 2 trailer, and not only that, but for us to be able to see a glimpse of Carnage, I mean, that's kind of been one of the top anticipated, comic book characters seen to life on screen. So now we're going to be able to see it, and Woody Harrelson actually looks pretty great. I love the whole vibe that we're getting from this trailer. We're able to see more of the symbiote relationship that Eddie Brock has with his particular symbiote and how that's going for him, and it looks very, very sweet, but obviously clumsy and crazy, just to get the laughs early on. And then we see that he still is in the same apartment. There are holes up in the ceiling. I'll go ahead and show some screenshots so you can see that in more detail. We do see Mrs. Chen, who's the store owner that he actually protects and saved at the end of the first film with the famous trailer shot. So that's actually pretty cool to see that continuity. A lot of the stuff that we see here with Eddie Brock looks really great. We do see some nice little Easter eggs, such as characters returning, different locations. So we do actually have Naomi Harris appearing in the trailer as Shriek, not in her actual full form like Carnage is, but we do see her in what appears to be, a box, so that way she could be tested on, essentially. So she's pretty much a lab rat, and we will see her as Shriek, so that's pretty cool. She'll be Cletus Cassidy, and most likely an accomplice early on in the film. We also see Michelle Williams appear again in the film. In the first one, she was Eddie Brock's ex-fiance, and it still appears to be so. It still appears to be rocky. So we'll see where that relationship goes. We also see Stephen Graham appearing as a detective in this film, going after Cletus Cassidy. There's an unsolved murder that is pretty much the plot of the film. It was seen on the Daily Bugle newspaper, which is another little cool Easter egg that we see here in the trailer. So that's actually pretty cool, and that's interesting because that means that Eddie Brock probably has more information, since he is an investigative journalist, and Cletus Cassidy was on his radar, and he was able to help find different forms of evidence, I'm assuming, because there's some sort of connection that's hinted at with Cletus Cassidy's dialogue. So yeah, the trailer looks freaking awesome. We have Andy Serkis here in the director's chair, taking over the reins from Ruben Fleischer, which is pretty cool to see. Andy Serkis is already a well-known name in the acting and motion capture world, so I'm excited to see how he brings that into his director's eye, so to speak. So that's a big plus in my book. A lot of the main cast: Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, like I mentioned Naomi Harris as a new character Shriek, Woody Harrelson, of course, as the new titular character Carnage. I mentioned Stephen Graham, and there's a couple other cameos, but nothing that will be enormous as far as a character reveal. So that's a safe bet. But we do know that Ravencroft Prison or Institute, whatever you want to call it, was featured in this trailer, and you'll be able to see it with the screenshots that I took. So just keep an eye out for that. But that institute itself houses a lot of criminals within Spidey's rogue gallery. So I'm curious to see if this pans out to be the connection that Venom 2 is supposed to have to Morbius, and vice versa, because we see Morbius go into or he crosses paths with Michael Keaton's Vulture from the MCU, or the sub MCU, the Sony adjacent MCU, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty weird. But anyway, Venom still looks great. He doesn't have his signature white symbol on his chest. I'm assuming they're saving that for the eventual showdown between him and Tom Holland's Spidey, because the seeds are planted for the connected universe, and how that will go down, that remains to be seen. So, you know, Sony and Marvel, of course, know what they're going to do in the end game, but we as an audience don't yet, so we're just in for the ride. There's even a scene where Woody Harrelson literally crushes a spider. So, you know, they're literally dangling the connections right in front of our faces, especially with this Daily Bugle shot right here. But this does give us that piece of crucial information that confirms the plot that Cletus Cassidy is about to be pretty much killed in prison by lethal injection, but he still has kidnapped people. So that's pretty much the plot, and they need to figure out where these people are, or, you know, if it's actually real, you know, which they have to take serious because he is a convicted serial killer. And when he does undergo his lethal injection, Carnage takes over, and that's when the chaos begins. He unleashes the Carnage symbiote within himself, and because he's a serial killer, it makes it all the more unhinged than it already is. So that's an interesting little piece of information to take with that. And I think this scene was really well done in the trailer itself. It reminded me a lot of Doc Ock's attempted surgery in Spider-Man 2, where they want to take off his mechanical tentacles, but it backfires, and it's like a horror scene straight out of like the scariest movie of all time. So with that in mind, we can connect the dots that he will break out of this Ravencroft Institute. I'm assuming that's where this all takes place, and I'm assuming that's also where Shriek is, since there appears to be two figures coming out of the burning institute itself. So we'll see how that plays out. And there's also some cool shots here with Carnage's tendrils just grabbing cars, police cars specifically, choppers, and just crushing them literally to death. And, you know, it's very violent, and it's a lot of carnage, you know, no pun intended, or maybe there was pun intended. I don't really know. But the money shot at the end, it just really sells it for you. I mean, you guys can see it here on the screen. And I really like the way the symbiote looks in the film. It translates really well on the screen, and it has its own distinct personality, which is just fucking mayhem and craziness. It looks awesome. I'm just really excited. I'm a huge Carnage fan. Originally, this was supposed to come out October 2nd, 2020, but that was before the events of COVID. So once COVID happened, everything got delayed, of course. So then it was pushed to June 25th, 2021. And then now it's shifted into September 17th, 2021. And apparently it's shifted again to the week after that. So there's still no actual confirmed date. Other than that, that's all the little things that I caught and the things that I wanted to talk about and flesh out a little bit more. So I hope you guys had a great time watching this video. It's nice and short. So I hope you guys enjoyed that aspect. Not more. I know some of my videos are really long, so sorry about that, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you guys again for clicking on the video. As always, just be on the lookout, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Excited for in Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on your bottom right, turn on that notification bell for all the new updates on my new videos,